Hello guys, welcome to another session of Cassandra Learning, the course for software programming for the non-technical people, and this is session number 6, and we are going to see about data types in Java today. Okay, so what are data types? Data types are basically used for allocating memory. So we already saw that we need to allocate memory for data, for instructions, for a program to run, right? So in that process, while allocating memory, we also need to specify what kind of data we are going to store in the memory temporarily, and what is the size of memory we will require, and all that. So for that, we need to define the types of memory that we are defining so that we can store appropriate data in it. So this is this based on this necessity, Java comes with a predefined set of data types that will help us accomplishing the memory allocation with ease. Right, so let us see what are the types. To start with, there is a type called char. It stands for character, and as the name states, it will be used to allocate a single character of data. Say for example A or B, or a single character, or even a digit like 1 or 0 as a character. If you want to print 1 or 0, it has to be a character, right? So the alphanumeric character in its ASCII form. And the size of char in the modern Java is 2 bytes, which is 16 bits. It will also allow us to store some other language characters and all that, like we saw a different encoding. With a different encoding and all, we can store characters. And the syntax to define a character variable is char, the variable name, equal to the value constant in a single quote inside encapsulated in a single quotation. So char variable name equal to single quote. This is how you define a variable in Java program. So the next thing we are going to see is int. Int is allocated to store a integer value, the whole number, a positive or a negative whole number, and the size of an int type in memory will be 32 bits, that is 4 bytes. So it can store a number and a value from minus 2 power 32 to 2 power 32 minus 1, right? So that is the number, that is the maximum and the minimum value you can store as a whole number. And then again the syntax is data type variable name equal to value. So int x equal to 5. That is how we define an integer variable. This is for storing numbers. The whole numbers. The next is long. Long, if you want to store a larger number and your 4 bytes is not enough, then in that case we will use a data type called long, and it is also storing for a positive or negative integer, and the size is 8 bytes, which is 64 bits, and can store numbers from minus 2 power 64 to 2 power 64 minus 1. And then there is another data type called byte. So this byte is used for storing small whole numbers from minus 128 to 127. So it's a 1 byte data type, which is used for storing small whole numbers, and byte x equal to 21. There is also another type called short, which stands for short integer, which I think I I didn't add the slide here. Short int, actually the size is 2 bytes, so which is 16 bits. So the value will be like 32,000 something. The maximum value we can store is 32,000 something to minus 32,000 something, and the byte similarly you can say short x equal to 21, something like that, which is 2 bytes, a little bigger than this. So yeah, it's also for whole numbers. And then you have a special type called boolean, which is of size 1 bit, meaning it can store either 1 or a 0, which logically represents a true or a false. So we call it as a boolean variable. So boolean is a person's name who invented this logical algebra. The Boolean algebra is basically the logical calculation for the logical true or false and or all that. So I defined a mathematics for that. So need not worry about that. So the type name is Boolean, which is basically to store a true or a false, which is of size 1 bit. That's it. So these are the fundamental data types provided by Java for our programs to allocate memory, right? So we'll see now an example of how to write a program by defining a variable. So last time we saw this program, right? So we saw this program to say hello, just to print hello. Now I'm going to write another program to add two numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to allocate two numbers in memory, add it, and then print the output. A simple program here. So again, we always start with a class name. I'm going to name this program as add numbers. And then I'm going to write a main function. Inside the function, I'm going to say int a equal to say 5. Int b equal to 20. Now I say int c equal to a plus b. And then I'm going to print the c value. System.out.print ln. Now we say sum. So anything that is provided inside a double quotation will be printed as is, then plus whatever we want to add. I'll provide a space here so that say sum I close the main function and then close the class. I'm going to save this in the same name as file, say as So in this folder I'm going to save. So I simply say add numbers Java. Now I have to compile this program. So what do I do to compile? So here this is the folder I saved the file. If you remember, user/user. So I'm checking. So there is a add numbers.java which I created today. Now I'm going to compile it. Java C add numbers.java. So the collection process is going on. Let us wait for it. If there are any errors, it is going to say at this point. If there are any syntactical or grammatic errors, it is going to say the error at this point. Let's wait for it. It didn't say anything, which means there are no errors. So now I am going to say Java, the runtime environment. Remember, add no without extension. So it's sum 25. Now in this program, so I'm going to the note again. In this program, I gave A as 5 and B as 20, so the sum is displayed at 25. So the program perfectly works. This is not how we write program, right? A program should be able to work for any number. We should be able to get input, process, and then give output. How do I get input? That is another interesting thing we are going to see today. So I'm going to this. I'm going to input a class called scan, and then create an object. This I'll explain you this concept of classes and objects in detail in the next section. So in tomorrow's session, I'm going to explain you about all these classes and objects. So just follow me for today. Scan. So we are going to get from the system.in, which is our systems. What is the standard input device for the system? It is our keyboard. So I say in. So system.out.println. I'll copy these 3 lines. That way it is easier. So I'm going to get another number as input. Instead of assigning 20 to B, I'm going to get another number as input. So I say, okay, I have saved the program. I have saved. Now I'm going to compile it again, because since I changed the code, I need to compile it again. Oh, there is error. So I had made an error. Let us see what error I had made. I forgot a keyword called import. So I saved again, go back, compile, say scanner, here I can find symbol in. Let me see mistake had I done. It's so cannot find symbol. Basically, in the scanner there is no function to get int like this. Oh, it is. Next, next, into the again. Compiled. Now I say Java so it is going to ask, see, the first number I say 12, and the second number I say 24, and it says no. So now it is asking for inputs and then processing and then gives the output. So it will be the perfect program, right? Let us go back to the program again. We have a variable in here in a equal to, instead of assigning constant value, I get in from the key here and then put it in here for the first number. Similarly, for the input from the key, then it in B. Now I define a third variable C, then add A and B and store it there, and then I print the result. So this is how you write a program if you have two numbers. In summary, what we had seen today is we saw that we need a data type memory for processing a program, and the memory that we need to be allocated will need to be of different types and different size. So for that, Java comes with a predefined set of fundamental data types. So this is the type we learned so far. We tried writing a program to add two numbers. So you can try with you can additionally programs to adding flow. Say if you want to add 2.2 plus 3.3, will you do it? So please know in my ability of to reach out to you, and I'll help if required. It is common. I will that comment in the next session. So thank you. Hope you enjoyed this session. Stay program will be the more you get hands, the more profit you will get. So for every program, so adding, subtracting, multiplication, division, you can try all these types of programs with today's inputs, right? So please go ahead, try it. and let me know. Alright. Thank you guys. See you in the next session. Bye.